At least one umpire knew where the game was and what time it started, and he's a replacement. Someone promote him. The Green River Knights at the Rock Springs Mustangs for a doubleheader. Game 1, top of the second. Green River up 1-0 on a passed ball, but Harvey Anderson was pitching for Rock Springs, and he would settle down from there. That's actually victim number 3 of many. Next batter, same result. He had quite a hit list, and the Mustangs defense did not have to do much work throughout the game. Still in the top of the second, Anderson's going for the trifecta, and he get it. The count is up to 5, and he did not have to wait long to get back on the mound. Top of the third, here comes victim number 7, as the changeup will freeze another victim. Now his teammates need to get the bats going. Bottom of the third, the Mustangs offense would get it in gear. Anderson will help his own cause by bouncing a single into center field for a base hit. Jeffrey Lake's going to work his way in from second and score to give his team a 2-1 lead. Anderson would come in on an error to make it 3-1. Same inning, Brent Rhodes is going to smack that ball into left field for a single of his own. That will get him an RBI as Jimmy Lee will turn the corner and go home and score. Rock Springs is now at 4-1. Not much went right for Green River in this game, but we'll give them this one. Bill Martinez and Austin Cave team up, take down Rhodes at second. That would end the inning, but the Knights had some catch-up work to do. Top of the fourth, Anderson still on the mound and setting them down. He had at least 2 punch-outs in the first 4 innings each. The strikeout total is at 9 at this point, and he's feeling pretty good. Bottom of the fourth, Green River pitching had their moments as well. Anthony Hall had about half a dozen punch-outs himself, including all 3 in this inning. Sometimes this game was turning into quite the pitcher's duel. Top of the fifth, more from Anderson. See ya. He went the distance. 7 innings, 11 KOs, and only gave up 1 run in the process. Bottom of the fifth, he was doing it all in this game. Here's an opposite field single to left for another ribby. Lake knows what to do, and he'll do it as the Mustangs push their lead up to 6-1. Later, Lee is on first for Rock Springs, and he is in big trouble because he got caught snoozing. The Knights played it cautious on the rundown, and it was inevitable that he was going to get tagged out. Hall does the honors to end the game of cat and mouse, and that probably saved a run. Bottom of the sixth, the Mustangs were looking for more. Chase Lamson's going to bounce it to the fielder's choice. Green River chooses to get him out at first, which is what most teams would do anyways. But it gets Chris Nelson in from third to make the score 7-1. But the home team was not done. Lake is going to get an assist from the pitcher's mound on this base hit. 1 run is already in, and here comes Dawson Tremling to add on 1 more. Rock Springs is now up 9-1. They were trying to put the mercy rule in this game, and they almost did. Lee will add to the cause with a single of his own into left field. That will bring Lake around to touch the plate. Mustangs led 10-1 at this point. Top of the seventh, how about a little defense? Watch Tremling in right field. He's got an eye on this ball, and on the run, he'll leap up, make the catch, and plant himself all in one motion. It got the job done, and the Mustangs would win the first game 10-1. On to game 2, and the ground's a lot more comfy than the seats are, mostly because it's not as windy down there either. Bottom of the first, the Mustangs would find their stride early. Rhodes is the starting pitcher in this game, and he makes his job easy by going deep to the wall. Not quite enough to get it out of here, but it gets him 2 bases and 2 runs brought in, as Anderson will score, and Lee was not far behind him. Home team takes a 2-zip lead. Top of the second, 3 up and 3 down courtesy of Rhodes. He had a pretty good outing on the mound himself, although he'd give up a few more runs later on. Bottom of the second, Rock Springs up 3-zip thanks to a bases-loaded wild pitch. Here comes one of those, I got it, don't got it plays. That opens the door for 2 unearned runs in the form of Lake and Anderson. The scoreboard now reads 5-0. Top of the third, Green River scores 2 runs on a pair of wild pitches, and then Dalton Mushback is going to go the opposite way into right center field, and he'll end up with extra bases on this play. Austin Zegler scores, and Bryce Hunt will come around from first to add to the total. Mushback ends up with a triple, and suddenly the Knights are only down 5-4. The next batter is Zach Huber, and he's going to swing the aluminum and send that ball to the outfield for a base hit. Mushback will trot on home, and the Knights were feeling pretty good about tying this game up at 5 runs apiece. Bottom of the fourth, the Mustangs were not about ready to let their rivals take the lead. Rhodes will sky that ball to center, and Mushback ends up losing it in the lights. The play winds up being a double. Lake is already at home, and here comes Lee to add on. Rock Springs is back on top 7-5. Next batter, Lorenzo Webb. He's also looking for some room in center field, and Mushback was just not having the best of times out there. Rhodes will score for Rock Springs and lead us up to 8-5 at this point. Top of the fifth, the Knights still had a little fight left in them. Bont Munoz will go the other way and get rewarded with a single and a ribby as he brings in Cave from third. Green River still trails 8-6. A short time later, Philip Martinez is on first, and he's going to press his luck, but Rock Springs was ready for him. Cale Marquez and Tyler Legursky team up to take him out, and the umpire says they got him. That took care of that problem, and we'll move on to the next inning. Top of the sixth, the visitors switched their jackets, so we're not sure who this is. Webb fields the chopper, but he can't get the ball out of his glove, and that enables a run to score. The Knights are down a run, 8-7. Now, on this next highlight, there's something to be said about paying attention to how many outs there are. In truth, that strikeout was only out number 2. The runner at third thought the inning was over. Wrong. Now the inning is over because he just became out number 3. A good heads-up play by Webb and Lake, who knew what was really going on. Bottom of the sixth, Rock Springs up 9-7 on a botched pickoff play. The hit parade is underway with this double by Rhodes. That brings in Lee from second. The scoreboard now reads 10-7. Next batter, Webb. He's pitching in relief, and he just got some of his own by finding the gap in left center field for a double of his own. Rhodes will complete his trip around the bags and score to make it 11-7. Next batter, Nelson. He's starting to set the pattern here. He'll tease the left field line, and the ball will stay in fair ground for a two-bagger. Webb is going to take his time making it to home plate. He'll get there eventually. Mustangs go up 12-7. Next batter, Lamson. You guessed it, another double. That's 4 in a row for the home team. That makes it pretty easy to score runs when you're averaging 2 bases a hit. Nelson scores to make it 13-7, and then a sacrifice fly later on would double up the score at 14-7. We are still in the bottom of the sixth. The Mustangs are trying to put this game away. Anderson's going the other way, and that ball will stay in fair ground, barely. Legursky touches the plate, and this game is almost over. It's now 15-7. They still need 2 more runs. Lee is going to provide one of them by grounding the ball the opposite way into right field for a base hit. Anderson's going to jog around 2 bases and touch the plate to put another run on the board. The home team is up 16-7. It's almost over. Finally, Rhodes is going to put an end to this. Left field was the popular place to hit the ball to. Green River's going to try to get Lee out at home, but their aim was off just a little bit. Rock Springs hangs up a 9 spot in the inning to end this game by way of the mercy rule. They get the doubleheader sweep, winning the second game 17-7.